Wife says I'm supposed to go live.
Going live.
I'm going hippie.
That's right.
I got my I got one of the wife's wazoo bandanas on. It's the one with the wild edibles. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the wild edibles
Hey,
thing. You
Miss
can
West says
lay it out and
C103.
read your
Yep.
stuff. I haven't seen you in a
I have to
while.
say
There's
hi to everybody.
Yeah, say
Been
hi
a
to everybody.
while.
My shoulder is
Hey,
giving
Cool
me
Hand,
a bad
Ed
time.
Near, Ted, Rachel. All the cool kids are showing up. What?
That I'm just chilling. I was just saying my shoulders give me a bad time. Bandit, hey, you lay down somewhere. That dog
He
gets
gives
into
you the
everything.
saddest, droopiest face. Hey,
Sad,
Josh,
droopy face. Don't come over here
Daniel.
bugging us. Freaking bandit's gonna come
Go
over.
go watch the kids.
Yeah,
Your Nana.
go watch the kids or something. That's what you need to
Wes is.
do. Yeah, I think
Oh.
I can
Loco.
always tell when it's turning fall because I get those little arthritis freaking widgets that bug the crap out of me, like my shoulder, or it's in
Bonnie
my
and your
knee
mama
or
Sean.
somewhere in my back.
Vintage.
Drives me crazy. But yeah, the leaves are falling off the trees, man. It's looking very
He's so observant.
yeah. It's nice. I like it. It's my favorite time of the year. I love this time of the year. I love the color. I love the
Yeah.
colors.
Hey,
It's a
William.
really good time of
Mm-hmm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, you can get something real quick. These kids, they just won't go to bed. You want me
Hey, Chipper, Texan,
y'all let me know when y'all are ready for me to start running my
Douglas,
mouth.
Joe.
I'm just gonna start talking. I, I'm waiting for some folks to show up. You guys, please, you guys out there, please
Hey, Lisa and Kenny.
share with others. We do these things, and I always have to wait for the wife to get off work. And she comes home from the hospital and she has to get in the shower and scrub up.
Decon.
Decon. It's like, it's ridiculous. She has to decon for like an hour. And then, she got to get a bite to eat and then
And
everything. So
Akins.
it's
Right,
always hard to do
Caleb.
these on Saturday nights when the wife works. But luckily she's off tomorrow. And that way I can do the live stream too. So it helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Right
last
on.
last weekend she worked all freaking weekend, didn't get a day off.
Survival.
But
Mm-hmm.
uh, the I guess the hospitals are kicking up in full gear, and as far as the
Some
ERs
hospitals
intake,
are. Some hospitals have their like specific areas closed.
yeah.
So we're getting all the people from different counties because their hospitals aren't operating at full capacity, and so
So
we're
they're closing
getting
off some of their wards, like their
like the only
wings.
thing they'll keep open is the emergency departments, and that's it.
But you guys are getting most of the redneck experience, basically. From what I've heard from you, it's like people,
Yeah, just all
doing
sorts of
dumb stuff
crazy.
and
Yeah.
either drugs or something weird. Yeah. But anyways, but yeah, so it's been crazy for you though. Uh, I wanted to start this topic off with something crazy, and I found it rather odd. And I don't know how many of you are aware of this stuff, but I kept track of this stuff when I was younger, and I always listened to these crazy operations and
Okay.
training events that would take place. See, now you guys might remember, I've said before, I was in the military during, during 2001 when they were doing all this crazy stuff. And one of the crazy operations that was taking place during that time was Operation Dark Winter. And Operation Dark Winter, now, I found it rather odd. Okay, it kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumps when I heard this because I know that Joe Biden hears stuff. Okay, and I know that President Trump knows stuff. Okay, and you put two and two together, they know both know what's coming. Technically, if you listen to them both talk, they both know, even though one has dementia and the other one doesn't. Although you can still tell that they both are getting the same kind of briefs, so they both know what's going on. Okay, I'm saying this because it gave me goosebumps when I heard Joe Biden when he said that this country is headed for a dark winter, and President Trump has no plan to combating that. And President Trump says we are not headed towards a dark winter. So if he says something like that, then he knows what dark winter means.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what it means because he replied, this country is not headed for a dark winter because this country is reopening its doors in certain areas and we're starting to get the schools back up and everything else.
Yeah.
So it kind of sent goosebumps when I heard dark winter, because if you guys are familiar with dark winter, now you can look on the regular internet for Operation Dark Winter and you'll see just the basic mumbo jumbo that they feed all the other civilians out there, where it's like an operation of type of a war game where uh, there was a terrorist organization that had this deep plot to release smallpox on everyone, and everyone has to be quarantined and wear masks and blah 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 blah. The whole 9 yards for that. But then you get on the dark web. Now there's another section of the web you can go and you can find other interesting facts that the Google obviously is not going to share with you, and of course YouTube's not going to give you the information you need for stuff like that. A lot of this stuff gets censored and filtered, and they drowned out a lot of the noise that they don't want you to hear, because they don't want you to hear that stuff because of panic and freakouts. But there was one of the parts of the operation was to be able to push the country down so far. It was kind of like now, like I've said before, the big reset. I know people will say, well, BA, blah, 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 or whatever, the big reset, where we finally realized, now, this is a two-part subject here, big reset. Then there's this dark winter, okay? Now, do they work together? I'm not quite sure. I just know what each of them have to do with the other. Now, if you're talking the big reset, it's where they give the opportunity for people to finally realize how many people that they actually need, and to be able to have a reason to get rid of those people so that they can run less numbers and operate differently, and to be able to get rid of certain personnel. Now, it also goes into law enforcement and so many other things, where they decide, well, let's go ahead and make everything federally funded. Let's get those. Let's get our law enforcement agencies defunded. Let's switch them out and make them federal. And you know what I mean? That all goes into some crazy Nazi, Hitler, Gestapo stuff. And I'm not kidding. It's for real. Y'all can make fun of me all you want and call me crazy and I should wear like a tinfoil hat, but all that stuff actually goes into that. What are you looking up?
I'm looking up, someone said about arthritis.
Okay, I'll pause real quick.
Continue on, I'm still looking.
Okay, you're still looking. But
get a hot on hot pepper cream. Research shows you can ease the pain by rubbing the joint with an over-the-counter ointment called Zostrix, made from capsaicin, the stuff that puts the hot peppers, basically.
Oh.
You need to apply 3 to 4 times a day on the affected area for at least 2 weeks before you'll see any improvement.
4 weeks.
So not really good for a flare-up. But I knew a lady when I did home health, she would rub apple cider on her joints, and she said it really helped her arthritis.
I knew a lot of people who rubbed apple cider on their joints. Apple cider is,
yeah.
And not just that, but apple cider vinegar and all kinds of weird stuff's used for weird things. Apple cider vinegar was what I always heard was used for that type of thing, for joints, especially when it starts to get cold.
And a dehumidifier.
And dehumidifier.
Yeah, it's supposed to help.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going now.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Okay, I know people are like hanging on to the last part that I said there. But what they wanted to do here was with this big reset thing. Now if you look up big reset, it's like a whole nother category of stuff where they wanted to basically it's a big reset. They're resetting everything from government to the whole nine. They're resetting everything, every aspect of everyday life. They wanted to be able to reset that. And the other thing was, now back to dark winter. It freaked me out when Joe Biden said that this country was headed towards a dark winter, and the whole outcome of that, right, between and both of them knowing, the president and Joe Biden both knowing what that meant, freaked me out. That's what worried me the most, is that they both knew what they meant. This wasn't some kind of, y'all should be worried that they both knew what that meant, because that is a real thing. That just kind of verifies that it is a real thing, that it is true, and that is a plan. And a dark winter would lead to so many bad things. It would lead to a horrible lifestyle. And to be able to put, due to this type of thing, or due to this event, we can no longer do services or these types of things. That's just being able to push the country back as far as they can, to be able to push the society back as far as they can, to be able to play these types of war game kind of thing, to be able to, that's just another way to push down what we have already, and to be able to take control of what's already in place. And it goes back to schools and everything else. I mean, if you keep pushing kids out of school, what happens? And it, if they push the kids out of the schools and they start doing all the virtual stuff, then the states and the counties and everybody starts losing their funding for school, because they're not really doing school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All the funding, where's it going? Because they're all doing it at home now. So basically all the kids are getting homeschooled.
Yeah.
And this all falls back into the whole dark winter effect that they wanted to do. This is scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually what they wanted to do. And to say that this country, like just the other night, this was like just the other night, he said this, that this country was headed towards a dark winter. They said, this country's getting ready to head into a dark winter. To say it like that means that they're getting ready to, they're getting ready to flip the switch.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to flip the switch. They're getting ready to shut it all down.
I wish Biden would speak more, because he really is losing his memory,
Yes.
like on what not to say and what he should say.
I think that's what it is. I think what happened is he let something slip he should not have mentioned.
Yeah.
He said something the other night that he should not have said. And it just scares me 10 times more knowing that he said that, because now I'm over here. I've shifted gears now that I've heard that. And I'm over here like, man, I better get out my list and start going back through it again and just to double check. Because if that is the case, we're at a crossroad. And I'm just going to share it with you like this. If that is the case, because dark winter also went into the effect of being able to restrict other countries' access to our country, so imports would stop. So that also goes into being able to stun the flow of ammunition and everything else. And I know a lot of folks are going to come up with all these excuses as to why there's no ammunition, or why there's no this, or why there's no that. And it's a simple thing. It's like, it goes back to what somebody else had said. No, I'd already said it before, is how like all the other countries affect that. Like Italy not having the primer compound needed to manufacture for primers, or because Italy shut down for us. We can't get anything. Those facilities are closed. So we're not getting all the, I don't think it's so much of a shock and awe where everybody's like bombarding the system and buying it all up. That has a lot to do with it, but it also has a lot to do with the imported items, the compounds that are manufactured to make primers. Not just that, but also, like I said a couple of weeks ago, brass, a lot of that stuff is generally imported. And a lot of this stuff is all due to the effects of this shock and awe thing that they've done. I mean, that's not a shock and awe, but another one of these things that they've done to us is this type of thing, to be able to restrict those. And then when they fire their last shot, it's kind of like the redcoats are coming, right? Mm-hmm. It goes back to that whole thing where keep the powder dry kind of thing. We don't know what's coming. Y'all better save your ammo, conserve it. Don't be popping it off, wasting it. keep it put up, keep it dry, keep it in ammo cans, keep it stored. Get yourself some destinant packs. And if you can't afford to buy destinant packs, dude, look at my video. I've got a video on making your own destinant packs. You can go to the freaking your local whatever store that sells kitty litter, any place that sells kitty litter, and look for kitty litter crystals. It's just a bag. It's usually on the highest shelf because most folks don't even buy it. But it's kitty litter crystals. They're clear little crystals. Some have blue specks in them. Don't worry about that. Just take it and start stuffing it into socks. Close it up with a zip tie and throw it in your gun safe. Works great. Takes all that funky stuff right out of the air for you. But that's all there is to it. I did a video about it. It wasn't that special, but that's all there is to it. That's how you make destinant packs. That's the reason why you see those little blue specks with the clear specks. All it is the clear crystal kitty litter. It's the same stuff. That's the reason why it all looks the same, because it's the same thing. But I learned this from another person, which I learned from Chipper, by the way. Chipper's in the crowd there, which is how we spread word. You know, we all kind of trickle it down. Everybody kind of gets word of what's going on or how to fix stuff, right? But keep your powder dry for the meantime. Keep it dry. Keep it closed up and in ammo cans in case something does happen, because we're at a crossroads, man. We're at a crossroads. You could either go left or you could go right. And this whole thing could turn and twist on us. We could either go into a straight up civil war. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure. They could either step on the snake, strangle the snake. They could pick something to do with the snake. There's always something somebody wants to do to our snake, right? But one thing is for sure, something is going to happen. At this crossroads, it's going to be going left or it's going to be going right. And the right side could be dark winter. And if it goes that route and they start shutting everything down and suppressing this country down as much as they can because someone else takes the wheel over somebody else, keep that in mind, because if someone else takes the wheel, you can almost guarantee a lot of the liberties and freedoms that we're all happy with are going to start to really get forced out. And a lot of us are going to be getting some huge punishments from that, and all these different things. And taxes are going to kill us. You know, don't forget that one. That's another one that always gets us. The taxes are going to eat us to death. The prices of everything have already gone up. And this was all part of this plan. This was all part of this plan. Like before COVID-19, check this out. I went to the grocery store. Don't let the kitty litter. But yeah, if you go to the grocery store before COVID-19, check this out. I went and I was looking at the prices of food. I remember, I didn't fall off the truck yesterday. I actually pay attention when I'm at the grocery store and I see the prices of stuff. And the box of crackers was 99 cents before all this started. Now a box of crackers is $2. And it's just like you go to the meat section. I think that's going now. It's getting ready to outside. Hopefully you guys are coming back. See, this is what happens when I'm onto something. I'm telling you, if I'm onto something, this always happens, and I start getting shut off because
we had like 165 people.
Some little
we're getting up there.
I'm telling you, anytime something like this happens, so they probably just flagged the video already because I was talking about something that had some concern, and now the video is probably flagged and it's probably done. But it's fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. Most of the stuff that I do, it's just like I was telling her, like the things that they were doing to try and suppress everybody was to do away with any kind of self-defense. If you wanted to learn hand-to-hand combat or whatever, or any types of strategies and skills to secure your perimeter, and your entry control points and all their trash, they start to try and manipulate that. They want to get rid of those videos. It's just like all the reloading stuff. They wanted to try and get rid of as many as they could and delete those. All right, you guys say something all right, there we go. All right, I'm making sure you guys are back. I know I'm on a tangent, man. I'm just going crazy. Um, but yeah, that goes back into so many different things. Real quick, the meat thing, the store. For those of you that were catching the tail end, look at the dog.
Yeah.
Uh, for those of you that were catching it, let me just tell you real quick what they were doing with the meat prices. And locally, this is us. Like I went to the store, I was like, I just saw that the price of meat were blah blah blah, and I go, oh, okay, we'll go buy some, ground beef or whatever. Well, what they do is they freaking jack the price up on it, and then now they're taking and putting. What they do is the same day they lift the price up like 30% higher, and then or 40% higher, and then they put a 30% off logo on it.
Thank you, Band of the
Thank
Red
you, Band of
Hand.
Red Hand.
Better Wi-Fi money.
And then they
Woo.
put that in the freaking.
That's right.
I know.
Ring
I'm
the
gonna ring the bell.
Do it at the same time that you're talking. There you go. You scared dog.
Then they put.
That one.
Thank you. Then they
Very
put.
much.
I just.
Slow.
It freaks me out, man. Look. They put that meat that the logo. They put the 30% off on after they just raised the price in the discount section. So now you can go and buy it. And you go over there and you look and you're like, I mean, dude.
It's on sale at regular price.
It's regular price, but they make it look like it's a steal.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense. One more for you, Band of Red Hair.
There you go.
Just one more for you. Oh man, he's always supporting us. Always supporting us. What else was I going to say? I was on a tangent there.
Did you talk about crackers?
The crackers, yeah, the crackers were overpriced. But that's there's so much more that goes into this. It's all the stuff that they were suppressing was bugging the crap out of me, and they've been doing it for a freaking couple of years now. Just like coming up with some kind of reason or excuse to delete your crap because they don't think that it's suitable because it's too dangerous and people don't need to know it and all this stuff. And I said, man, this is such baloney. Oh.
Going up high.
Cool Hand Luke.
Going. Thank you, Cool Hand.
Thank
Luke.
you.
Boom. And I hope. Watch your ears, Ted.
One more.
I hope your offer goes through with your place, Cool Hand Luke. Thank you very much. We appreciate
I had to do it one more time.
Yep.
The dog, finally, I have his attention.
Yeah.
I have his full undivided attention. Usually he ignores me. Now he's finally looking at me like he's going to do something to me, but hopefully he doesn't bite me today.
Now he's just looking at you like, why?
Why?
Why would you do that? My ears.
But the suppression of the stuff that people put out, it's crazy. And it's not just with me. It's other YouTubers. It's other people on other social media sites. I mean, it's like the folks that are telling me I'm not on Facebook, but the people that are on Facebook telling me how that their stuff doesn't meet the guidelines of other people's stuff and their stuff doesn't line up because basically, to sum it all up, it doesn't support their agenda.
Yeah.
And so they want to get rid of it. It's kind of like the reloading stuff.
Everybody's seen it more and more now on YouTube.
Now I have freaking warnings. I have warnings now. It's crazy. I'm so scared to post stuff. I'm not kidding. I've told you guys before. I've been like frightened. A few weeks ago, I was terrified. I'm going to be honest. And I know a lot of folks are like, oh, because I had somebody else tell me, oh, great, another review. I remember when BA said he would never do reviews, blah, blah, blah. And, but here's the thing. This is what happened. I had...
Stuff a sock in
I had a freaking what? Don't you stuff a sock in anything?
That's funny too.
Oh, anyway, I go and check, and there's like a community guideline strike, and I'm saying, what? For what? Reloading 22 LR start to finish. You have a community guideline strike, and I'm for what? Because I was pouring lead, basically going into details that. Everything's unsafe and blah blah blah, and someone's gonna die and blow up and blah blah blah. It's warning, danger, kill, murder, blah blah blah. And so they gave me that one, and then the next day I had a warning that if I didn't follow the community guidelines ASAP, that my channel would be deleted immediately. that if I didn't follow the community guidelines, and that if I kept posting any more stuff pertaining to anything
Yeah.
dangerous and violent and whatever, that I would get mine, and I would basically disappear. It's basically what I was told,
Yeah.
and I don't make this stuff up. I mean, I started to screenshot all the warnings and crazy stuff that I heard and or read, and the stuff on the when you go into the like the dashboard section, and it all pops up. It's all red and crazy. I'm pretty sure a lot of YouTubers probably don't see that, especially if you do talking videos where you're talking a lot. Those are the best ones to do. I'm telling you, because if you do show and tell time, like a lot of stuff, sometimes I get a little kind of where I'm like doing a show and tell, and I'm like, the last video where I showed a weapon of any kind in was where I was doing some leather, and I had a I can't even say, I can't even say, it sucks, but you can say other things though. But
If you
I'm
dress like a Care Bear.
but here it is. I'm putting stuff together, and I'm just showing people stuff. It was not even a big deal, and then I got so nervous doing that, and it got flagged, and I'm like, what the heck? It's like I give up, man. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like
Cats.
it's like cats and stuff. It's like,
You
but that's
do-
not even a thing.
You do the baby bunnies.
But that's not
Make
even
it the baby bunny show.
the videos that work. I'm telling you, if you just
And then
stand in your backyard,
mix it up with like chicken bloopers.
chicken bloopers. If I just stand in my backyard and talk about a post hole digger for 15 minutes, that's the kind of videos YouTube wants. You can't do any of this stuff. Or if I do curling iron videos, yeah, you can get like 7 million views if you do curling iron, but I don't have any hair to do curling iron stuff. But anyway.
Oh,
wait.
You got it? What's going on? Tanner.
Tanner?
I don't want to pronounce.
They
Elrich.
just want to keep y'all quiet and teaching people how to. Exactly. I mean, God bless
Thank
you.
God bless. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
That's. I try not to tell you folks, and
Thank you very much.
because
Appreciate you.
it's like I told the wife, I said, if I start
God
telling them
bless.
stuff like this, they're just gonna think I'm whining or complaining if I tell you guys, and that's the reason why I don't tell you guys about it. I usually try and just keep it to myself and just keep trucking. And one day, if you guys see me disappear, that's
Yeah.
probably the reason why.
It happened.
It happened. It happened to us, but just keep that in the back of your minds when you're watching other people's videos and stuff like that. And if you think it's something that's pertaining to your knowledge and you're learning something, you're getting educated, or you're entertained, just make sure you just show them some love, help them out, share their videos, and do what you can to help them while you can, because there might come a day where you're in a communist environment and you won't get to see those types of things when you hit the search engine and look for those folks. They might not be there anymore when you look for them. But anyways, just keep that in mind. Some of the stuff that I wanted to say, if you were at a crossroad, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. But if we are at a crossroad and we are leading into some kind of weird, dark winter kind of thing, okay? If that happens, all right. What are you doing to prepare right now? And this isn't like, well, I'm buying more guns and ammo. Well, look, that's just something that all of us are kind of on the same sheet of music. And it goes back to escape bags of all types. I'm going to say escape bags because this goes into your bug outs. This goes into your emergency vehicle kits, your 72-hour kits, all that stuff. That's something that it does not need to be discussed any further at the moment, because those are things that we all are kind of on the same page with. Those are things that are just kind of checking the box. Okay, we're moving on.
Yep.
Now, was it Jay?
Alcott.
Alcott?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it went up, it went down.
Long
Jay Alcott. Longtime fan. Always.
No bell.
Oh,
Please, no bell.
please,
Okay.
no bell.
Boom. Fist
Thank you.
Thank
Boom.
you very much.
Napalm. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you very, very much.
Now, when I say like, there's no, because we talk about firearms all the time. We always talk about bug out bags. We always talk about escape stuff,
Water
water
purification.
purification. We talk about that stuff all the time. How much water you should have on hand and stuff like that. Yada 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 yada. But uh, going back to my list from last Saturday night
And worms.
or the Saturday before, something like that, where we'd already skipped a lot of those, and we were moving on to. We'd already talked about alternative modes of transportation. I think we all already discussed that. You guys have already discussed
Mule.
with us mules, horses,
Pogo sticks.
donkeys, feet, shoes.
Bicycles are number one.
Bicycles are number one for sure.
Hey, Christy.
We love our bikes. Our bikes are good.
The kids are finally off the training wheels, except for
Yeah, all the kids are off the training wheels except for one. And if you guys want to see the bug out bike series, for those of you that are catching on to the channel or something, it's in the SHTF series, I think. The SHTF series has SHTF series playlist has a bunch of crazy stuff in it. All right. Anyway, let's see. The food thing. This is the one that hand tools is one that you probably should keep an eye on. Is gathering up more hand tools while you still have the chance, because you might not get a chance to get any more decent ones. This is something that I always run into problems with, because I'm always building something. I'm always making something that we've either planned, from coops, storage, working on barns, repairing fence and stuff like that. These types of tools are really hard to find, and they make your job 10 times easier.
And
Some safer, way safer. And we're going to do a video tomorrow of doing some fencing, and I'm going to post it Monday. And I was waiting for the wife to come off work so she could help me, because I could actually get seriously injured doing this stuff by myself. So I need somebody with me, especially with medical experience, in case I start bleeding out or something, because I have been cut several times with barbed wire. I never mess with barbed wire alone. I don't do it. I don't know how many manly, tough dudes are out there that do it by themselves. I don't like messing with it by myself, because something always goes wrong. It ends up slingshot in some direction, and then I end up getting spliced with it. And I'm telling you, it doesn't poke, it cuts. Every single time I don't get poked with it, I get cut with it.
Sliced.
I get freaking sliced with it.
Yep.
So I don't like doing it by myself. So she'll be with me this time, and I'll be able to finish the video.
Cup of coffee in my hand.
Cup of coffee in her hand. I just need her on site just to keep an eye on me. But the thing is, like hand tools, I always end up like drill bits. You can never have too many drill bits. I can go on and on about the types of tools you could use, but I'll share a few in this next video. You and if I was messing with razor wire, I would sure enough be
try and survive.
I would sure enough be murked over, dead for sure. All right, murked. One of the things, like with hand tools, another thing that's very important is not just with your food storage, but other types of storage. If you're not going to use it immediately, you need to start hiding it, and you need to find places, and you can call them what are they called, slits. It's like a stash slit. Anyways, you can call them slits, or you can call them so many other things. You can call it a wall slick. Some folks call it a slick, where you hide stuff. And I have several slicks.
I have squirrel stashes.
Some folks call them caches, and some that I call slicks. And slicks are what's known as some place, like when someone raids your home and they start to flip over the backs of pictures and rip the backs of your pictures out and stuff like that, and start to tear your cookie jar apart and stuff like that, and rip the cushions out of your pillows, and they start to cut all your pillows open and take the stuffing out. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a type of a slick, and it's something that it's hidden in plain sight. And it's kind of like you've got a holy Bible that is fake, a fake holy Bible that has a gun in it or something. You know, that kind of stuff is called a slick. And now, uh, you want to make as many types of slicks as you can, and they don't have to be in the fashion that you would normally see people trying to discover them. They could be a secret wall that opens up and there's nothing but racks of canned foods inside of it. That's something that we have to start focusing on now. We're not trying to hide the airport locker box key from some federal agents or anything. We're actually trying to hide food from marauders. That's so we're working a different type of angle here. So you need to make sure you can have a slick that hides food. Like I've seen people drill holes in the door of their house, like their house doors. They'll open the door up, drill a hole in the top of it, and then they'll fill the whole thing up with 20 pounds of rice. And then they'll put a cap on it. Just like that, 30 pounds or whatever of rice in a wall or in a door. The door might be heavier and thicker. It might actually stop bullets now with this being full of rice. But that's what a lot of folks were known to do back in the day, is to fill them up. And then when they need them, they just drill a hole in the bottom and it all comes running out and they catch it.
I train yellow jackets to guard my stuff.
You ain't right.
Raw chicken works pretty good. No one's going to go near a bunch of yellow jackets.
Now, while you're collecting tools, collect improvised weapons, because that kind of goes hand in hand. Me and my son do little science projects downstairs, and we took some pressurized air, and we were making, we were taking PVC pipe and stuffing it with stuff and making alternative shotguns. But it was air-powered shotgun. That thing, it was tearing cardboard boxes, blowing up all kinds of stuff, and it was bad. Like, it was so bad I would not want to get hit with it. No. But you need to work with making improvised weapons while you have the chance. Do the research. Just kind of play around with some stuff to make some things on your own at home, safely. Yeah. I think
spud launcher. That's right. Too.
Safety equipment was one of the things that I had on my list, and that was because due to gloves, due to every work environment always getting cut. Gloves and your eyes. You need to protect your eyes. Let's see. Was there anything else I need to talk about? Because I think that about covers most of my topics. Do you want to get into your topic now, or do you want me to keep going?
You can keep going a little more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just reading through the list here. I want to get something that's useful for the situation. Site security survey would be a good one to talk about. You need to do a survey, and I know I've probably done an individual. I think I did an individual surveying video on when I did.
Aloha.
I did a video a while back. It's in the playlist. There's a playlist called Military Acronyms, and I did entry control points. I did OCOCA and all the other different military acronyms you'll find in special forces types environments and stuff, or just infantry units in general. But you have to do a site security survey, and you can do that by drawing circles. And I did a little video where I was with you guys. I think we were doing a live stream one time. It was like a couple years ago, where I was drawing circles, and you can not just drawing circles.
Yeah, he was drawing a lot of circles. He's so smart.
But you have to have like your house. Let's say this little pine cone. This little pine cone is your house, and you have to draw a circle that represents how many feet away, how many feet away from that house that is. Okay, and then over here You got a blank sheet of paper I can draw on real quick?
Yeah, actually, I got several.
I just need
We
one.
gonna draw some circles?
No, I'll show them.
Yay! Circle time.
Well, let me get a pen and I'll show you guys what. I'll get a Sharpie. Here we go. This Sharpie will be a good example. When you do a site survey, this is very important.
Yeah, he ate all of his crayons. Survive. Remember?
Next, there we go.
There you go.
All I gotta do is lift it up. It gets more signal.
Go high.
All right. Okay.
All right, back to paper time.
Your house would be here, okay, and then like over here would be your barn, right? Now, what you need to figure out is because the degrees of watching your house would be this much, right? You're gonna walk that. So it doesn't quite make it. So you have to expand your search. So it would require 2 individuals to secure the property.
I think, Rachel.
In a time range to be able to get from point A to point B in that circle loop, you can't just keep going around both places.
You need a stick
So
figure.
you need a second person
Yeah, do your stick figure.
to go around this place.
A stick figure here.
Now-
and a stick figure here. People are requesting that.
Okay. This is the person working security over here.
There you go.
That's Gung Ho Joe. And this is Killer Steve.
There you go.
All right. He's working this section, they work in that section. The reason for that is because the time it takes to search the area, the perimeter of this location, to be able to
Gets a star.
to be able to properly walk around this location, you're gonna need enough time. You don't have enough time to rush down this way, so you have to have a second body. So now, if the barn was closer, like in our situation, I'm trying to put it in our shoes. The barn is too far away.
A lot. When you have some property, it's like more than an acre or 2.
Yes.
Or 3.
The barn is too far away for me to be able to properly patrol.
Right.
Come on, signal. There we go. But then I would have to walk. For some reason, I'm starting to get the feeling I need to go outside. All right. The house sometimes breaks the barrier a little bit. But anyways, if they were closer, then it would just be one big circle and you could do both areas. Site survey also goes into the field. Here we go. I'm going to walk out to the porch. Let's go out to the porch. Let's go on an adventure.
Go get attacked by moths.
Come on, moth attack. Here we go. Some reason I just think I got to be closer to the satellite and to be able to pick up the signal a little bit better. I think the connection would work better.
Okay.
We'll try it out here. How's that? Is that better? Okay. You can join me. I'll just scooch over a little bit.
I'm good.
All right. Okay. But to do a proper site survey, you have to know all your ins and outs. You have to know all your entry control points and everything. And now's the best time to do that before
We
something.
just went Blair Witch style.
Yeah, Blair Witch style. I had to go outside. I couldn't get a decent signal inside. But that's really all I've got for my topic is that. And
rooftop live stream.
But we're
That's right, Chipper.
but we're nearing close to you got that final 10 minutes of the show where you can discuss your topic, whatever you wanted to talk about.
Worms.
One thing that do you want me to tell them about the mask incident that was driving me nuts?
Yeah.
Okay. Before I get off here and I send it over to her for a little chat, it was driving me nuts that I was, my kids have to wear masks in school, so I got them a mask to wear in school, and I've got them a few masks to wear in school, and the one that my son likes to wear is the one with the skull face or whatever. And now they don't know that my wife is a nurse and works with COVID patients. They don't know any of that stuff. Wouldn't that be nice if people just knew the fine little details? And as far as I know, after all the COVID testing for me and for her and everybody else, that, what if we're not perfect? What if we do have it? What if we are carriers? But some random kid says, I want that skull mask. I can't find it anywhere. Let's steal, that kid's mask. Well, they steal my son's mask and take it home with them. Now we can't find it, and I'm having to go buy him another mask. And I just think to myself that wouldn't that just be just some strange, bizarre stuff that if come to find out, it's like, well, and we would never know. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But this is why it's just to go eat lunch, they have to take their, they have to take their mask off to eat, obviously. But that's just something I find rather bizarre, is that I have to keep buying my kid masks because other kids think our masks are cool,
Yeah.
and they're just cheap masks. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
just because they have faces on them. They
Yeah.
think the faces are cute or something, so they have to jack them and wear them.
Hmm.
But it doesn't make no sense.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the mouse versus the
Oh,
Camaro.
the mouse versus the Camaro. Here's another funny one, y'all. Get this. My wife, she can hear a mouse squeak, a field mouse squeak at 1,000 yards, but she can't hear a Chevy Camaro going 120 miles an hour with straight pipes and blaring Leonard Skinner flying over our hill like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. She can't hear any of that,
Well, I'm
but she can hear a
sleeping.
freaking field mouse.
The field mouse woke me up last night.
She she woke me up. She said
Hey, Brian.
she's over here slamming cabinets, busting down doors, knocking things over
So I'm hearing
at
this
like
little
3 in the morning.
squeak.
3 in the morning. She says, I keep hearing a squeak. It's a mouse. I know it. And it's like, there's that cat. That cat did the mouse, brought the mouse in,
Yes,
and now there's
it
a
did.
mouse in the house. And I'm like, woman. It's like, just the other night, there was.
Thank you,
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Boom.
Much love.
There was a.
Appreciate you.
I was like, dude, check this out. Just the other night, they were having a redneck hillbilly extravaganza, and they were like doing keg stands or something down the road. I don't know, but they were out in the middle of the field playing tip the cow, use the Chevy Duramax to do it or something. I don't know what on earth was going on down there, but man, they were doing burnouts, hill races, and all kinds of stupid crap. And but they were blazing up and down the road. And then there was like I opened up the door and there's like a dude riding. There was a dude riding a wheelie on a crotch rocket, bench pressing up the street, and I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Pretty stupid.
And the the wife doesn't hear any of that stuff.
Mm-mm.
But of course, a
I
field
was
mouse
out.
can wake her up.
Yeah.
Little squeak
Little
field mouse.
squeak.
She's up and at 'em and just
Woke
tearing the
me
house
up.
apart.
But yeah, I do know-
Everything wakes me up.
Yeah, it does.
I can't sleep through anything.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
now that I've stole your thunder there.
Oh no, you're fine.
What was your topic about? What was your little
Not
discussion about?
worms. I would like to talk more about worms. Maybe next week I'll have to find.
Should I bring the camera closer?
No.
Can you guys hear okay?
Maybe I should find an extravagant worm.
I'm just making sure they can hear you okay. You getting
Yeah.
cold?
Ooh,
Make the
yeah.
kid, you want me to get you a jacket?
Yeah, go get me a jacket.
Are you going to be okay?
Be my knight in shining armor.
Are you going to be okay to be able to talk to him while I'm gone? Can you handle it?
Breathe.
Will you just start
Oh, my
talking?
hair's wet too.
Will you just start talking
Okay.
and I will be right back.
One thing that's not getting talked enough about that I'm seeing it rise in a lot lately is mental emergencies. And I know I've talked briefly about it.
Here you go.
Thank you. Where the suicide rate is outranking the number
No,
of
go on.
deaths compared
Will you go on?
to
Oh my
these
goodness.
COVID deaths, and no one's talking about it or releasing, all the numbers. But, I've heard it from my legit resources at the hospital that, it's really sad. Everybody's, especially your elderly adults, a lot of failure to thrives. We're getting a lot of that. A lot of depression.
Dude, it's crazy
And,
kids.
the will to live with a lot of, these 80, even 70-year-olds. They just, it's too much. You can't see
A
your
lot of folks
families.
are a lot of folks are talking really
Um,
crazy.
Not being able to go to their church gatherings, having a lot of social gatherings
Yep.
canceled. And it really is sad how just the government will attack you at all fronts, to be honest. Not with racial diversity, and the protesting and going against the cops and all this COVID crap, and just these
That
stupid
was
regulations, and
that was all part of the stuff I was
you
telling you
know
about.
putting down people's morale. So social distancing is creating a lot of depression. And it's just sad, and people can't see their loved ones in the hospitals in some places. My mom was telling me the other day, my grandpa, he ended up having to go to the emergency room, and they wouldn't let my grandma go back there with them. Of course, this is in California, so we're at least out here in Tennessee, you're still allowed one visitor
Yeah, that's good.
in most places.
Don't let them go to nursing homes.
And I'm like, they're together. They live together. There's no reason you can't let them stay together. Even if one of them has the COVID, the other one's going to have it,
Yep.
obviously. But, it's just kind of sad that the suicide rate is very, very up. And of course, with depression being up, we're getting a lot of alcohol, and drug use is up quite a bit. So we're seeing.
Like when your favorite YouTubers stop doing live streams. We don't do it on purpose. If she was here all the time, it's mostly
to work a lot.
yeah, it's mostly her getting called in and not being here. And I'm alone with these kids 24 hours a day.
I'm just burnt out. It's like I told Boo Boo Bear when she was telling me her teacher was mad I didn't finish their homework or something, and I said, you tell your teacher your mama works 12 to 13-hour shifts, sometimes 5 days straight.
It's rough, man.
You tell her I have no energy.
It's rough
to finish all your homework and your writing summaries, and it just adds up. I'm like, no.
I still have 20 million things to do around here, plus the kids. It's rough.
And that's the other thing.
By the time you get home, we're both like
people's stress and anxiety and depression is just at an all-time high. I mean, because we're not used to having to homeschool our kids, and we're just so dependent on these systems and how they work,
but we still have to keep track of the system.
And they're breaking the system up on us.
It's like I do the homeschooling, and in order and in fashion as received. Mm-hmm. And return it to the school and with the kids as well. So they're doing both. They're doing homeschool and school. So it gets really stressful.
Yeah, and it's been challenging. I'm going to admit, working in the ER, and there's people and not getting their beds upstairs as fast as they would like because we're just so backed up. And they're complaining, and they're saying, well, I'm going to go to this place, and this is ridiculous. I haven't been seen. It's like, well, I'm so sorry, sir. We only have one doctor at the moment, and we're holding 70 people, so I don't know what you expect me to say. We're a little backed up. And if you want to go to this other place, there's the door. Please be my guest.
Well, it's like the
you're
people
lucky
that...
you're indoors and you're not in a hut. But everybody's so frustrated, they take it out on the healthcare workers, and just because the wait time's so long.
It's like the people you say come in and they're coming down off of drugs and stuff, and they're like spitting on everybody and throwing things and flipping stuff over and kicking them in the face, and then on top of that, then they run a COVID test on them and it comes back positive. Yeah. So they're like a COVID positive person that's just freaking out and spitting on everyone in the room.
Yeah.
Like, great. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you like, well, that's how I started my day. I'm like, well, isn't that great?
But I just kind of recognize that it's just people's frustration. I let them vent, and then I make them feel bad. I'm like, well,
Well,
we're trying our best. There's a lot of nurses working their 6th to 7th day in a row, 13-hour shifts. And we are just so
so
sorry.
you
And
tr-
they're like, oh,
so you try the passive aggressive routine. Does it
yeah.
does it work?
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just some people feel like they're privileged, but that's just
I'm pretty used to passive aggressive
that's
being a
everything.
YouTuber. I get it all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, when uh, when you're dealing with behavioral health emergencies, of course, the number one thing is safety. Whether it's your safety or that person's safety, um, you just got to make sure that you're not going to get in harm's way of that crazy person.
Is it Miss? Wait a minute. Whose birthday is it?
Was it Miss Wes
Is it Miss
S's?
Wes S? Yep.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Miss
Well,
Wes
happy
S.
birthday. I'm sure you're, what,
John
35?
Wayne. What do we? What
No,
was
it's
it?
just
Clint
Clint
Eastwood.
Eastwood. Yeah.
I was looking at you. I was like waiting on you to say Clint Eastwood or something. I couldn't remember what you called her. What her
Yeah.
nickname was you gave her. Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint
She's got the
Eastwood.
stare, man. She can turn a potato into mashed potatoes with her gaze. Liquefied. Good.
Stone cold.
That's right. Don't mess with Miss Wes S.
That's funny.
Um, but when we see a lot, I mean, it is really sad. When we get people coming in, especially when they're like young adults and they're just depressed because socialing is different, trying to date is different, and they just don't know how to handle it. And um, what we're usually taught is the goal is to keep self-esteem up, keep try and keep their spirits up, and try to give them something to look forward to, and you know try to not focus on the doom and gloom for them. And and these people, they need a lot of one-on-one time. Unfortunately, it's a lot of emotional, mental, one-on-one.
Yeah.
So there's just that. um, and then for us, like in the ER and stuff, then we do get those people that alter mental status from like other things like UTIs. Like I've talked before, someone, you're patrolling your perimeter and someone starts acting crazy and spouting off at the mouth, and it's like, hey, what's eating Gilbert today? He's not usually this crazy. Oh, he's probably got a UTI. It could be, or he hit his head, or he's had a stroke, something.
Yeah.
But
Something ain't right.
that's right. But it's just, you got to keep a close eye on your family and on yourselves. Make sure that mentally you're not going too crazy, and you have good outlets and just good, hopefully emotional support to keep you sane.
While we were sitting here, I was thinking for a sec that this was like the times we did the bonfires, like the campfire chat with the live streams. We should do that stuff more often.
Yeah,
I think we get a better
should.
signal outside, anyways. But I think
Yeah.
if if we bundle up pretty good and like do a little toaster right here, a little heater, then when it snows this winter, this would be a cool spot, like chilling right here in the snow. Kind of neat. I was just sitting there thinking to myself, don't
I
think I'm a
don't know
weirdo.
about that. Getting snowed on.
I'm gonna do a live stream out here in the snow.
You're gonna get pneumonia.
No, I'm not. I'll be all right.
And then I'm gonna just.
I'm hard as
have
nails.
to hit you upside the head.
I'm just gonna, don and clear a little outfit. It's all right. It's cool. I got my winter attire, my Eskimo clothes.
Yeah.
I'll be all good. Got my snow gear. Well, they call it snow gear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's just.
But yeah.
But yeah.
But chickens, you want to give people an update?
What about?
Uh,
We lost another chicken?
well, we lost them to natural causes. It was
Or
because
the
of,
rooster, I don't
well, the
know.
rooster killed the first one.
Yeah.
And then this one, we believe, died from just natural causes because it happens. It's with the stuff that they eat. It gets lodged, and it
Yeah.
can cause intestinal. But one thing to look for in chickens,
They're
what that
so
we've learned,
stupid. They'll pick screws and everything.
yes,
I
they
didn't
will.
realize. I'm like, wow.
But now something normal for some of you up there, you need to look at, you need to pay attention to their stool, and if you've got a chicken that's like laying out black stools, that could be a problem, but it could be normal
Sorry, John.
because it's two different things. It could be normal or it could be abnormal because you got to pay attention to what they're eating. If you've got a dust bath in their coop,
You didn't realize they'd eat the
they
ash.
actually eat the ash, and if it's really black ash, they'll eat it, and then when they poop, their poop turns black. But now, if you see black stool, sometimes that means that they've got a screw or nail or something lodged because they pecked it off the ground from you building stuff, and they've eaten it, and it's causing intestinal problems, and it's internal bleeding, and it causes dark blood. Good night, brother.
Yeah. Same thing with people. If you're having dark, tarry stools, you're probably having a GI bleed.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey, Nani.
Uh, the bunnies, we'll do a video. We'll include some bunnies pretty soon because the bunnies are hilarious because they're
The babies.
perfect little babies of little miniaturized bunny. It's hilarious. It just makes you laugh because you look at the rabbits over here and then you look at the little babies and you're like, it's like a shrunk version. It's hilarious.
Yep.
It is so funny to look at. But yeah, they're a trip. They're learning to do all the stuff that the other ones are doing.
Snack-sized bunnies.
They're like kicking super fast and flipping all over the place because they can't control their bodies. And
yeah.
it's hilarious. But when they sit still and normal, it's pretty funny. Anyways, but yeah, that's entertainment too. Anything else?
Oh, well, good, Joe.
I guess that's about it.
No, it's just
normal stuff, man. I've been doing a lot of welding.
Gotta keep praying a lot, and just, it's sad. A lot of people are just turning to alcohol and drugs.
Dude, pull out toys, man. I'm telling you, like for me to kill some time, I get creative. I make stuff for the little homestead.
Keep your mind busy.
I make stuff for this place. Like I monster garaged our John Deere. I did a bumper with a winch, a snowplow lift, and I'll be doing a video on all that stuff. But it's just from scrap pieces of exhaust pipe, and I took scrap pieces of exhaust pipe and my MIG welder, and I went all mad scientist. I'm like a redneck Tony Stark sometimes, man. I tell you, I get to making some really weird stuff around here. But now my regular little John Deere has a monsterized, scary snowplow of death.
Yeah, you gotta get the teeth on it.
It's like the deer dozer.
Yeah.
I gotta come up with a nickname for it.
Oh, well,
it can't be Killdozer. It has to be something else.
Like deer dozer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the deer dozer.
Although I was warned, I heard the warning on the radio about we're in a deer crash season.
Indoor garden sounds like fun.
Where this is the time of year where this is the most motor vehicle collisions with deer.
Yeah.
And like South Virginia is the worst.
Yeah. Dude, I got crazy, man. I even took the LED lights. I haven't showed you that yet. I had some spare LED lights downstairs, and I connected them to the front and to the rear.
Oh,
so I can light up the whole area while I mow. It's awesome.
Are we doing the homeless drive? That is coming up.
Yeah, we got to talk to the church again, like every year, and we've got to talk to folks to see if anyone wants to pitch in, and
Yeah.
same routine as we
Yeah.
always do.
Yep.
Uh, we just got to find out what people need because I know folks probably have not gotten together yet for that. That usually doesn't happen until late November. It's usually like the last 2 weeks of November is when they start putting together
Yeah.
stuff for like Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and then with the Thanksgiving comes the homeless project.
Yeah.
It's usually about that time, I think, from
Yeah.
because we've done it what 3 times now, and this will be the
Yeah.
fourth or
Yeah.
fifth.
Good.
I think it's the 5th time.
And we still saved those Ziploc bags
Yeah,
too from last year.
yeah, we saved all the Ziploc bags we had left over from last year, and but all the other stuff got donated. It's gone.
Yeah.
But we still have Ziploc bags, and because I know the last thing we had to donate was after the COVID thing, and I still was hanging on to for I was waiting on schools to start back up because I had a lot of kids stuff to drop off,
Mm-hmm.
and but the schools never started back up, so I couldn't drop that stuff off.
Yeah, we'll do that
And
this year
yeah, that's the only thing I had
if they'll
left.
take it.
They probably won't.
To
They
be
probably won't take
honest.
it. That's if anybody else will take it is the thing. But I mean, you do pretty good out in town with folks that don't care. They just will take it. You know, that's your best bet because most of this stuff we won't be able to do because of due to COVID-19 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do what we
Well,
can do.
yeah, we can still
We
pass
just have to
bags
talk.
out to the homeless and
The paranoia of the churches now, just so you know, there's another thing that it doesn't get talked about is the paranoia of the churches because they don't want to lose their ability to have a church
yeah.
because of all this stuff. If they don't follow the rules that are put in place, then they could lose their church, and that goes back to that. They could get in trouble, get fined or whatever, you know. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind too. So we have to follow the rules that they follow so that they don't get in trouble by what we do as well. But anyways,
I was thinking about doing more like distractions with the mind too, like maybe doing more like decks of cards or something, stuff like that.
well, last year we did for the homeless, which I know we can drop off. Is
Heroes.
you can start off right off the bat with deodorant and foot powder, like Gold Bond foot
Oh
powder,
yeah.
the small things. But that stuff, but like I said, we don't start the drive until,
The
and
beginning
it
of November.
goes back to wet wipes,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I mean, anything for cleaning and keeping your feet dry and deodorant, you know, and shaving, toothbrush, toothpaste, all that stuff is needed. But like I said, we don't need to get to that point
Yeah.
till at least late November
Yeah.
to do the homeless drive.
Yep.
That's all I got
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh, we already
Yeah.
had our rainstorm. It's not raining here anymore.
Thank goodness. I don't want it to rain anymore right now. I want it to stay dry so I can finish getting all the yard caught up. That way I can sit back and kick back and finally just watch the leaves fall off the trees for once.
No, you got a honey-do list coming up. You got to make the bunny coop to separate the boys
No,
from the girls.
that's not till I finish everything else.
No,
There's a long list.
you got to do the bunny coop. Bunny coop number 2.
All right, girl. Well,
Mm.
let's say goodbye to everybody. Let's wrap it up.
So long, farewell.
So long.
I need
That's
to
not how the
say
song.
adieu
We don't do that.
to you and you and you and you and you.
All right, guys and gals, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and
Yeah.
next week a go, or should I tell folks? You know,
Yeah, we need to.
probably try and get it
I need
going.
to try and keep my energy up,
Okay.
and we'll do it next weekend because we haven't
Okay.
done it in a few weeks. So
Okay,
yeah, we
so-
need to do it next weekend.
So next week's a
Yeah,
go.
we
All right.
do.
So next Saturday, you guys
Yep.
can find us here.
Yep,
Okay. So don't miss out. We'll be back here Saturday doing this stuff again.
that's
All right. And we'll find a new list of topics, which I have plenty to talk about because I'm all
Yeah.
about conspiracies.
I'll find some new worms. I know they're out there somewhere.
What? Wait a minute. Is it Halloween or not? I can't remember.
Sunday, or is it
It's-
Saturday?
Is it Saturday? Well, if it's Halloween, we'll
If
usually
it's-
get back in time anyways. Or maybe not. If it's Halloween, it's a no. But if it's
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just caught you on that because I wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
you did. I don't know
Anyways,
if it is a Sunday or Saturday.
I don't know when is it. Does anybody know?
Off the top
If
of your
it's
head.
if off the top of your head, is it Saturday or Sunday? But I thought it was, or is it Friday?
No, it's not
It
Friday.
can't be Friday. It's Saturday.
Saturday. Someone's saying
Ah.
Sunday. I thought it is Saturday, isn't it? Next
But we
Saturday is
usually
Halloween.
get back before 8:30 though.
Well, I mean, we can do a
Well,
later thing.
I'll start it at 9 o'clock. How's that
Yeah.
sound with everybody? All right, we'll do a
Livescream.
live scream
There you go.
at 9 o'clock on
I'll talk
Saturday for
about
Halloween night.
worms and the potential threat of zombies and how real is it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you for
Love
showing
you.
up and
Stay sane.
stay sane and take care. Good night, everyone.